Greetings. It is that time. We are going to, whether it takes an hour or takes 5, we're going to try and marathon to finish Expedition 33, and I'm an idiot. I didn't finish doing the thing I was doing on my phone because I gave myself 3 minutes instead of 5 with that song. Oops. Open the Twitch app, the stream manager, because this thing is incredibly unhelpful, and we are ready to go. So, I did a little bit off screen. The Flying Gestural Arena. I finished Crimson Forest. Also have this muted. But I haven't done the Endless Tower Renoir's Memos, or whatever it's called, and the very iridescent looking place that's on a cliffside. if I had more foresight, I would have not skipped early in the week and would have done them in prior nights so that I would only have Lumiere left. But we're going to do Lumiere first, and if it's quick, then we'll go back and do those other things. It is a Friday, so I have my chroma. As you can see, CL is back to repping the colors. Verso is repping the colors. Mael is repping the colors. Lune is adhering to the note feet policy. And don't you worry about what the fuck Minoko be doing.
Flashing through the sky.
Actually, I haven't even been this far in. Let me see if I can zoom around it and if there's any, like, beachside things that are grabbable. Can I, like, fight you?
Flashing through the sky. Here we go.
I'm gonna assume that I can't even go that far. Yeah. I am very mildly disappointed that there isn't some hidden item that's just hidden off of the back of Lumiere. It just feels ripe for a one last thing to notice, like a record or something. I think I have 30 of them out of 33 that you can collect.
Acceleration.
I was just as Mael for the gestural, the hidden gestural arena. What did I just say about no feet, Lune? I saw what the fuck you did, Sandfall.
Wait for us here. It's dangerous for you near Papa. We'll have to move fast. I can't maintain them for very long.
Fucking sick.
Tomorrow comes.
Fucking rad. I saw an item off to the right side of this. See it from the sky. Ooh. If you don't touch these, you don't have access to them. Oh, for fuck's sake.
These expeditions are glorious wreakers of havoc.
I'll fucking fight you too. By the way, in your absence, I made it so Lune has 100% critical rate.
Elements, converge! A storm is coming.
Oh, geez. Well, that's convenient. That's a pretty strong pick, though. Which I'm sure I will use in New Game Plus or some shit.
Interesting. What have we
There's...
here?
Man... This... Renoir, you're just dropping chroma all over the place. Clumsy bullshit, honey.
A storm is coming. Elements, converge! Let us stain them. Meet your reckoning.
As an aside, Ciel gets her 4 AP for the heal she runs every turn. And she gets 1 bonus 1. She gets 1 for the turn, and then she gets 1 extra 1 at the beginning of every turn for energizing turn. Which means of the 7 that she needs, she gets 6. She might even get a 7th one from the second immediate turn from Cheater. So, like, either she needs to get 1 AP or needs to get no AP to be able to do that literally every turn. Like, Mael hits harder, but, like, Lune is consistent and guaranteed.
Let the ink flow. Meet your
Oh, look. In the hallway, where I watched a whole bunch of people die in front of their children. Why? Okay, so I'm gonna... make a, attention to detail observation. There's a picto over there. I'm going to make an attention to detail observation. Why would the Gommage flower stall basket still have fresh flowers weeks to months after the Gommage? This environment should look notably different. Chroma, because we very clearly need money to spend. A trash can. Anyway, I know if I bring, geez, I just realized. I was like, if I brought Minoko, he'd be getting all of these different monsters. Also, all of these monsters are dying before they get to do anything, so it's going to be very easy to get Minoko all of his blue mage shit. That means in front of us, so that feels like the obvious path forward. Thank you, Ghost Homie. I'll be sure to bring you back to life. I'm sure something cool is happening there, but it's on the other side of trees. And here's where it all began.
What have have we here?
Give 2 AP on applying powerful. Okay. Hang the fuck on. So, CL... Protecting heal. When you apply heal, you apply shell. Accelerating heal. When you apply heal, you apply rush. Powerful on shell. When you apply shell, you apply powerful. Longer shell, powerful, and rush. So now all of them are 3 turns instead of 1. Greater rush, 25% faster. Greater shell, 10% greater reduction. 15% greater powerful increase. And energizing heal. If you heal someone, you give them 2 AP. Energizing shell. If you apply shell, you give them 2 AP. So everybody's getting 4 every turn from CL. And now she gives 2 when she's applying powerful. CL gives everybody 6 AP every turn. Minus the double turns from Cheater. But every time CL shows up, she gives the whole party 6 AP. And greater powerful, and greater shell, and greater haste rush. What an absolute monster of a character at the end of the game. I wasn't able to touch the first flag. And I can't fast travel back to the docks using this flag. Was I supposed to be able to touch the first flag and you just didn't feel like letting me? What the fuck? Making sure my mic wasn't picking up something. It's my pet's water dish.
Well, that will help.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'll fight you. I could have ran around, but I'm not gonna.
A storm is coming.
I don't know what your shtick is. I'm not gonna find out because you're gonna be too dead to tell me. That is, I believe that's Gustav's stance. I don't know who has the, whatever the fuck a Lady Fedora is called. I'm sure I'm using a level 16 weapon this late in the game. Thanks for offering it.
What have we here?
You better have like the coolest fucking buff on the planet if you're gonna give it to me this late in the game. It exists. It's a thing. See if I could help out homies. Behind you, dipshits. I didn't take the path you thought I would, I guess. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the way I have her built, she just applies everything anyway. Is that where it came from? I believe so. It just occurred to me. When I was down at the docks, I should have seen if I could bank left right off the docks. And, what the fuck am I doing? And, go to where the fucking mime was all the way at the beginning. Lune must feel how Jack felt. Feel like how Jack felt in
He's at the tower.
Yes.
how Jack must have felt in Mass Effect 2, breaking out of jail. Just blap, blap. Hello. It is. We can make it prettier. Has Young Boy been a version of Young Verso the whole time? Like every single one of them has just been Verso. Under specific circumstances. Like at different points in his youth, but fairly close to each other. Like when he was like 7 to 10. I guess right reaches out farther, so I'll take left to loop around.
What have we here?
What if we... Oh my god, it's so nice finding money on the ground. We are in the end of the world, CL. Why do we need the money?
Harmony's flowing. Let the ink flow.
Okay, I want to swap this for something that gives her way more health. But I need to be able to apply points to her to do so. So, there was a flag very close by. I just ran past it like an idiot. Okay, CL. Replace this with anti-something. Probably anti-burn. That's what I was going to do. It's not that anti-burn gives enough more health for it to matter. It's that burn tends to be something that applies more often than freeze. I think it didn't apply the 6th one that I pressed, so just in case. It's not like I'm not going to use it. Nope, I was wrong. But I have... What's it called? What's it called? Do I not have it on her and I have it on the other two? Yeah, Draining Cleanse. Do I not have it on her? What the fuck? Okay, I'm fucking stupid. There we go. And my whole concern was centered around using that, so do I have another 14 to slap on her? I do. W hat. What the fuck was it called? It was a 15 skill. Draining Cleanse. I like specifically applied anti-burn to her because I was like, oh, that'll be more useful in not wasting AP in Draining Cleanse, and then I didn't have Draining Cleanse. I had Draining Cleanse equipped on everybody but her. This is the loop. God damn, you got fucking Shrek'd, my dude. Get out of this fucking swamp. Boss fight. After beating up this guy for whatever this purple thing is, probably another chroma point.
Let us stain them. Elements converge. Meet your reckoning.
Great.
Useful. A storm is coming.
Sad music for fighting a chromatic.
Meet your reckoning.
Ready to parry.
Oh, that's clever.
Spill some ink.
That applies powerful.
I'm ready.
Keep her in Virtuose for counter reasons. This might not be... I might not be able to.
Let the ink flow.
Oh, I can. Get fucking absolutely nuked from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Interesting.
If I had more dollars and cents when it came to Lumina points, I'd apply that to everyone, but like, if 1 is 5 and 2 is 10, then 3 is 15 or 20. It's just a lot, and I have so many things on everybody already.
The Opera House.
Just walk in there, and there's Renoir doing the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Arc 5. Do 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 do. Woo! Oh, oh. Why is it in Lumiere?
William, Expedition 60. They mocked us when we said the human body is the strongest of them all. We trained relentlessly, and now our bodies have achieved the pinnacle of human performance, with which we are able to crush our enemies. We are so much more agile and aerodynamic without the heavy uniforms constraining our glorious muscles. With Leslie's unstoppable training regime, we are impervious. That's how we were able to charge through that ghostly Gamage barrier and reach the Paintress. But it seems we've been wrong about what she is. The Paintress is just as trapped as we. The real terror lies beneath the monolith.
If the tide
Rest of Expedition 60
was slightly
was
different,
to
the
confront
story
it.
would have been wildly
I
different.
was tasked to warn Lumiere, but it seems I might have run out of time. One last swim separates me from Lumiere, but even with my mighty muscles, I don't know if I can outswim the Gamage. So here I write my final message. Bare naked muscles will save the world. And don't waste time on the Paintress. Aim for the bottom of the monolith.
So, fun fact, we could have totally solved this problem 26 years ago during Expedition 59. All we had to do was helicopter dick the monolith. It's like, oh, Expedition 60 were crazy people, but we were like, fine, we needed volunteers, and we'll just do smarter things next year. Like, maybe they'll trip over something interesting. It's like, no, we got so fucking jacked that we walked through the evaporation field. You what? Is this Mystery Boy? Mystery Boy is... This is to Verso as much as possible. This is the actual shard of Verso. This is the actual piece of Verso's soul. The same way the curator was Renoir and the paintress was Aline, because he said he loved performing at the opera house. the mysterious ghostly boy has been Verso the whole time. Just actual remnants of his soul trapped in it, rather than the painted memory of Aline. I wonder if I go over to this painting, will anything happen? Nothing's not gonna hurt anything.
What have we here?
So I have to punch you two in the face at some point. Question's when. Also, are you... like, you're so out of place in your color scheme. Like, that... I was wondering if this was actually, like, a discrete enemy.
Nevrons from the Axon Islands. What are they doing here?
Like Axons, they're Papa's creations, not Claire's.
A storm is coming. Chroma is flowing.
This is an awful lot of level up items to level 19 for the final dungeon. Is there going to be an Act 4? Like, where the fuck is all of the good shit? Renoir, are you going to be a fucking pushover, my dude? Excuse you. That's very rude. Also, you are creepy and weird.
A storm is coming. Let the ink flow. Meet your reckoning.
It's like the least useful picto I gotten in a while. I can see the merit behind it, it's just not useful for me. Like, I don't stun. Like, stuns are based on breaks, and like...
A storm is coming.
things don't stay stunned for long. It's like, oh yeah, you get an extra 5% health for the one turn stunned things stay stunned.
Elements converge.
Oh. Oh. It's always the third one when I'm like, how close is it? Hello.
Coming.
You were Not particularly difficult to kill.
Elements converge.
So, like,
Meet your
something I was thinking of, and I didn't really put words to it until now, is I appreciate a viable in-universe explanation as to why you can get stronger against things. And it's you're slowly absorbing the chroma off of things that are being created more recently and killed more recently. And the quote-unquote god of here, you know, Verso,
Let's go.
come the Paintress, come Renoir, is operating with a limited amount of power. They're omnipotent within the framework of the power that's in their hands. They can create monsters, they can use incredibly powerful attacks, etc., so forth. But they're limited by the total volume of power that's available within the canvas, and you have some of that. Maybe you should. What I'm assuming to be Verso. If that were a choice, do you not have a choice to continue because you died in a fire? I'm assuming he's Verso.
an advantage.
Luna's like, oh yeah, we found 49 bucks on the ground. I totally can use that like the fucking flower stalls in this burned out husk of Lumiere. Like, my homie in Christ. If we survive this, you will technically speaking have infinite money. And this is going to be a, like, I'm going to
Great.
pause here for a second to say, like, you can't... Lune, Mael, and CL have to go back to normal and for the rest of their lives keep their mouths shut about the nature of this world. Because if they don't, everybody's going to be like, well, Mael, god of the painting, why don't you just give me everything I need? And then just... their entire lives. Like, it'll be fun for like 1 to 7 years, depending on how inspired you are. And then it's going to be insanely boring and full of misery as everybody tries to find a reason to live. Because they're not going to work knowing that everything that they would do that would give their lives purpose would just be covered by magic. Oh my god, I just fucking fired directly over his shoulder like a stupid asshole. Never mind, I've been fighting Gestrals that have been like 7 times stronger than him. Oh. I want to give that to everyone, but it's just expensive for what I got left going on, like inventory. I have 21 to hand out, and I probably have like a cumulative 6 that are loose. I just don't have enough to give it to everyone. Also, do I even have 4 fights left? I would much rather her have a lot more health. Was it antifreeze? No, it was a health and defense. Yeah, okay. Was it though? No, it was anti-blight. Slightly less, but way more useful, because freeze just doesn't... You don't get hit with freeze on multiple stacks of freeze on the same turn when it comes to most enemies. Blight, you can have like 10 stacks applied against you in a single turn. Fire, it's just like every time I swing, it hits you with 1 or 2.
As much longer.
Ned, we need to defeat them fast.
God damn it. You're still fucking dead. Okay, I'm not going to actually use it. I'm just curious. So, okay, it's 5. The concern was like that's like incredibly powerful, but also only circumstantially useful. So like, is that a 10 or is that a 2? I can't sustain them much longer. Hang on, I have to check every corner because this is an RPG. I'm sorry, my hell. I played too many Final Fantasies. I'm being rewarded for it.
Nice.
I'm being actively rewarded for making you struggle more. It'd actually be really funny if there was a, if you get all 6 of these things, the final boss is 50% harder, or some shit like that. Like in, Star Ocean Second Story, you can unknowingly talk to the final boss's daughter, if you do a bunch of things, and it makes the final boss go from level like 70 or something to level 255. Yeah, get fucked if you do that accidentally. That's just a fucking, that will actually actively ruin your game if you don't know better. Because it'd be like, why is the final boss impossible to defeat at level like 130? Because that game operates under hex principles, or not. It's not exactly hex. It is a hex thing. I guess, like, was it FF under hex? Yeah, I'll kill you in a second. Hey, I wasn't paying attention. I think FF under hex code is 255. It's 16 times 16. Is it 16 times 16? It'd be 8 times 8 times 4, right? 8 times 8 times 2 times 2. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still used to pointing my literal handgun at them because I did 4 stains plus mayhem for so long. Like, I'm actively sacrificing like 2,000 to 3,000 health for Lune to have her have a perfect crit rate. Because if I don't, if I have like a 90% crit rate, fucking, because it has to be, it's a 90% chance that needs to succeed 4 times. So if I have a 90% crit rate, like, mathematically, yield quackulator. That is a calendar, not a calculator. Clear. 0.9 times 0.9 equals 65% chance. If you only have a 90% crit rate, getting all 4 to crit is a 65% chance. Or for me, because in my life we operate on XCOM math, that's like a 20 to 30% chance. So it had to be a hundo, because otherwise it was just like, even a 97 is like, oh, every other one you're missing.
Your father's been extra inspired.
A most enticing challenge.
By inspired, I'm not quite sure what the fuck you mean, because, like, the word I'd use is haggard. Alright, let's see what this does to a sub-boss. What sub-boss? Dies in 5 out of 8 instead of 2 out of 8. Always play twice in a row, but deal 50% less damage. Well, I mean, that, like, that's balanced asterisk C below. I don't know how the defense mechanic works in this game.
Good stuff.
Because you're just attacking twice as often for half as much. But one buff is that gets you extra AP if you're in need of it, unless you're Mael, because you have to maintain your stance, which isn't necessarily bad because you have Mezzo Forte. But on the flip side, if you only slap that on, say, CL, oh, you're attacking for less damage, but you're healing everybody.
How's over there? And the coma we need to bring back Lumiere.
Ah, god damn it. I'm sorry, everyone. What can't you do anymore? Yes. Are you okay? How'd you strat? Maybe I should never stop. Well, we did advise you to keep going in the version of you that was like up the hill behind us. I'm continuing to assume that you are literally the person that you're speaking to.
I can sense him. We'd better make sure we're ready.
Well, conveniently, you're saying that right next to a flag. Everything's maxed out. mean, I could dump a bunch of Lumina points on people, but like, I kind of want to conserve them for New Game Plus distribute. It's not like I'm just not worried. And like I'm almost ready for like end game mega dungeons. I don't think this is going to be the worst. Also, as an aside, G-Sharat, I'm assuming you saw that my title is Finale. So I hope you're not worried about spoilers, because this guy right here is probably the last boss. Welcome to my stream. Sup, homie?
Papa?
Alicia.
Please. I just want you to understand what this canvas means to me.
I do understand. I know how powerful and intoxicating it is. How deeply attached we can become to the worlds we pour our hearts and souls into. I was enthralled, and it nearly killed me.
It doesn't mean you have to erase Verso's canvas.
Child, do you think I want to? After all the sorrows we've endured, do you really think that I want to destroy this last piece of his soul?
Then don't.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices. We do what we must.
Grief often blinds us, and we make choices we can never take back.
You grieve for two.
I grieve for many.
The choices of parents leave indelible marks upon their children. But ultimately, the voices in their head have to be their own. You cannot set the boundaries of their life for them.
You can't until they're adults. She's 16.
After the fire, you wanted me to find new joy in life. And I tried. But I couldn't. Verso died because of me. How do I get from that to joy?
Child, it will get better, I promise you. But this is not the way. Your friends speak truth. And it changes nothing. You can hate me. But that's a choice I must make. As your father, I must look out for you. Especially when you can't look out for yourself.
You treat me as if I'm still 5.
I treat you as if the shadow from the worst day of our lives is going to suffocate you and take you from us too! Enough. I said enough.
Rearranged the best song on the album.
Let us sting.
Jesus.
Stop this insanity. It's time to go home. I do love a challenge, but this is beginning to irk me.
Fuck. He keeps regenerating.
Maybe we focus on the axons first.
She can't.
The painter's already coming back. She's been out for like 3 hours and just reappeared instantly.
Mama.
Kill yourself. It's too soon for you to return to any canvas.
Also, Renoir was right. She returned instantly. Fucking Alicia's gonna end up killing her own mom. He's buffed. Yeah, it doesn't go back up to 8, it only goes to 7. One more start and I would have been able to drop a Gustav's, I forget what it's called. Unfortunately,
A storm is coming.
I don't have anything until... I probably could have done it on that one. But until she... Oh, god damn it. She has 4, not 5, because I pulled points off of the start shit.
Here's your card.
And then I wasted the one by doing that. Tired of shit.
Take cover!
If you've never seen the motions before, that was a really clever pattern.
Precision.
Oh, she stanceless. Oops. Forgot to mezzo. It's not like I'm really concerned about it. This is probably going to end here. Not here, but next turn. That was a really swift transition from curator to him.
Ironic. Your mother was the one who saved me when I lost myself in a canvas. She taught me how to safely use our gift. How to soar without flying too close to the sun. We painted hundreds of canvas worlds, pushing the very boundaries of creation. And she never let me forget that every day we spent here has a price. Yet, here we are now.
So trust her. If she's doing this, then...
I trust what she taught me. This is not a game. You think you know what's at stake, but you don't.
I know precisely what's at stake. You want control. You want to feel like you're doing something. You couldn't save Verso, so you want to save us. Except you're not. Destroying the canvas won't help us move on. It'll just deny us the one place that helped us feel again.
67 years. 67 years I spent trapped within the monolith. But I persisted. Do you know why? Do you know why I cannot leave her or you behind? This is what I see every day. I cannot spend another day with living corpses. Since the fire, our family has crumbled. Aline in the canvas. Clair fighting a solitary war. You, a living ghost. Verso's death broke us. Want it to be fixed. I need it to be fixed. I cannot lose you too.
Don't you see? That's how I feel about them. I can't lose them either. I've lost too much. Papa, see? I've lost so much.
We both lost so much.
Papa, I don't want to lose you either. I'm not leaving you forever. Just a little longer.
I want to trust you, but
You can.
keep the light on for you. I hope you find peace. Hold on to each other.
Verso!
I'm sorry.
That looked like an item. Like off to the left. Just I was checking right first. It looked like there was an item like in the ground over here that I could like pick up. I guess I was just seeing that, and it looks like the boy. Assuming you continue to be Verso. I feel like this determines whether or not Verso dies. Because the boy was playing music at the opera house, which is something Verso talked about enjoying doing. And Verso's been alive for 100 years, and he's very tired. But if he goes, that might be the end of his soul forever when he's already dead. There's a way to preserve him. He jumped in here voluntarily.
tired of painting, aren't you? I'm tired too.
That's... You shouldn't be able to be here.
I'm not scared.
Why did you run in? It's dangerous for you here.
See things as they are, not how you want them to be.
What?
You lied to your father.
No.
You saw it too. But he wanted to believe. You're going to die here. Why don't you just leave? You can always come back.
The moment I leave, Papa will erase this canvas.
This is not worth your life.
What life? My life of loneliness in a shell of a body, with no voice and no future.
You're my El. No matter where you are, you don't need this canvas.
But everything I want is here. Here I have a chance to live, Verso, to live. Up there I really exist.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices.
Stop quoting Papa!
It's time to stop painting.
Verso! Papa also said, hold on to each other.
Old friend, you've traveled miles, spinning in circles. Your blind eyes on the yard, stripping
I'm sorry.
out colors. But it's time to say goodbye until next
Oh, is the ending whether or not you win a fight? Oh. a phrase that has been in my head that every time I thought to say it got caught in my throat, because I almost cried quite a few times during this playthrough, was "There are no villains here." Everyone's making the right decision. The mother was escaping using her grief in a way that would make her sick, but wouldn't kill her as long as she eventually left. Aline, Renoir is trying to keep his family from using painting as a method of drinking themselves to death, metaphorically. Alicia has been Mael probably for longer than she was Alicia by a few months. So this is as real to her as otherwise, and she can in fact always step out if she chooses to, though she might not until it would kill her. She probably wouldn't until it would kill her. But these are people that, through the magic of the canvas, are functionally as real as everyone else. Verso knows what it's like to be trapped in an unending cycle of life and death. To steal a line from an excellent game that has a very similar decision you have to make near the end. I've been struggling with this the whole time that I went off to get some pure chroma. Because Persona 5 Royal, there's a decision you have to make at the end. And it's supposed to be a difficult decision. It is one of the easiest decisions I've ever made in my life. Throw away your mask is supposed to be heart-wrenching. It makes me angry. This is actually a tough decision. Does Verso force Alicia to move forward with her life, which will suck and struggle in her life, the needle of her life, the curve of her life has permanently been lowered. It'll never be as good as it would have been otherwise. But it'll be better than it is now. Does he force her to take that step forward that she needs to take? Or does she live in a pleasant illusion, but it's an illusion? This is such an, in the Persona 5 example, this is an easy Verso decision, but this isn't this was forced on you a month ago, and you're making decisions for the whole planet. You're making the decision for a single person, protecting the fake world. And only one real person has to suffer as a result. And that real person has an awful life in the real world. The Persona 5 decision was easy. This is really hard. I was going to let Verso just die. He committed himself to the bit. But I don't know what to do with Mael. Aline found the canvas. They have access to the canvas. They will always have access to the canvas. They can convince Mael to leave the canvas on occasion. He might destroy it when she goes out, but if Mael is smart and has the time, she might find ways to make the canvas more resilient from within. And she might also be able to manage the consumption of its chroma and other such things to mitigate how sick she is on the outside and allow her to step out in okay enough health. Also, if she's in here for that long, she might go from being a 15 to 17-year-old girl to a 28-year-old girl as Renoir becomes old and not as strong. Neither of these two are wrong, but
Finesse and precision.
Alice. Thank you. Stop him from painting.
Don't say that. Please.
Please, listen to me. Only you can do this. You can do this, please. I'm lightning.
let him and no one else, just him, go.
Please. I don't want this life.
Stop saying
I
that.
don't want this life. I don't want this life.
I just wanted to live this lifetime together.
He's lived too many
This
lifetimes.
lifetime that was stolen from us. Please. Please.
I don't want this life. Help me. Help me.
If you could grow old, would you find a reason to smile?
another seat next to her. There's an empty seat next to her. So I said he's allowed to grow old and he'll die the way anyone else would. Well, allegedly. She might not keep him alive when he hits 80 or something, but... he gets to have a normal life rather than one of fighting. One of the hardest things. So, and I noted earlier in this LP that like watching, and once I got past that point, watching other streamers go through Gustav dying at the end of Act 1. Women took it a lot harder than men. One of the things that was for me like Act 1's ending was the least hard of the acts when it comes to how it finished. Act 2, well, let me see. Probably the hardest thing was the Gamage. It's probably a man versus woman thing. where it was way less difficult to watch Gustav have a stand and deliver moment. You know, he said he would run, but him running is contingent on Mael being able to run. But when his little sister is trapped, and there's nothing between his trapped little sister and the invincible guy who slaughtered everyone but 3 of his friends, when he's already wounded, it's the decision that I hope any of us could make to protect our little sisters. This is an incredibly short credits scene. Okay, I was gonna say, like, that's an incredibly short. Okay, yeah, they said I'll get back to that, but they said like we had a very small team and we contracted out to like Korean studios when we needed animation done. Like, it's like such a small team. Like, holy shit. Just as an aside, whilst I'm just being blunt because of emotional vulnerability, fuck you, Ubisoft. Fuck every single thing that's ever existed about you past like 5-10 years ago. Like, you know, games that are you just like, oh, we're gonna have 700 people in this fucking game. We're gonna have a full-length feature film credits roll. Fuck you. That's how you lose the point. That's how you lose the plot. That's how you ensure that your game is gonna get slightly more investment income and is gonna sell 1 million copies less, and everyone's gonna fucking hate you for it. You deserve to be embarrassed. Delete your company. I hope the Chinese that just bought you recently do a better job making your games. They convinced you, they bought a controlling stake in you, they convinced you to make dog shit games that everyone would hate because no one likes you, Ubisoft. And then they bought your properties and hopefully they'll use them to make okay games. And hopefully you'll be a lesson to better game companies than you. Fuck you. But it's much harder. It's so easy comparatively. It's easy to watch. Like when Gustav got shot, my heart rate probably jumped to about 160 to 180 for a second. And my blood pressure was probably like 160 over 110. Watching the man have a stand and deliver moment to protect his little sister. It's so much easier than the gommage. Because that's being a man staring at someone you love. And helplessly watching them die. And that's why I got so choked up when I saw CL with her husband. The end of Act 2 was so much harder than the end of Act 1. I don't think it was as bad as the gommage, but for someone like me, the whole thing, from the death of the paintress and Aline getting expelled from the painting, from the canvas, all of it was okay. It was just a thing to deal with. But when you watched everybody get gommaged, everybody was just like, oh, what's going on? Oh no, I'm suddenly getting gommaged. I didn't see it coming, and just within a few seconds it's gone. And you watch Lune, and Lune's like, what did we do wrong? What did we do? Is there something we could have done? Is something we could have done otherwise? She's scrambling, she's looking around, she's angry. What could we have done right? What could we have changed? CL just resigned herself. She was just okay with it. That hurt very bad. Because she calls dying coming home. Or going home. She was just so ready for it. Her life was so bad, and she's a member of your team. She's a friend. And as everyone's running around, afraid that they're being homaged, Lune, confused and angry, looking for a solution, CL just almost smiled and just stood still and let it happen. That was it. It was watching people that you're supposed to care about in this game, within the framework of being Mael or being Gustav. People that you do care about. Resigned to cease existing and not being able to do anything about it, and seeing someone you care about just ready for death because she has nothing left that she really needs. On this point, she's ready to go. She explicitly said it. If there's an afterlife, then I'm ready to see him. If there isn't an afterlife, then I'll be as dead as he is. So I think of all of the things that really hurt during the sending, I think the thing that hurt in a happy hurt way the most was her being next to her husband again. Character I most empathize with, just some final thoughts. In the, usually my stream time is about, and that is about 2 hours, and it's been an hour and 47. My character I most empathize with is Gustav. For the reasons I expressed earlier. In Vietmer, the boss that, the battle that, the music that played when you battle Renoir at the end of Act 2. I've been racking my brain the last whole week, and it's just, is there a song I'm Lorient Stard, I think is his name. Lorient Stard. I said that with kind of a Russian accent instead of a French one. And if that sounds like I'm being pretentious, number one, I'm for YouTube auto fucking AI procedural generated reasons to demonetize people reasons. I'm not going to say how deep I am. But for clarity, I took quite a lot when I was in primary and secondary school. I took a lot of Spanish, and I took a year of French and a year of Russian. So one thing I try to do is I try to pronounce names, locations, things like that. Like, for example, I don't say the Chernobyl power plant is in Pripyat. I say Pripyat. It's not very different. Though I do say Kiev instead of Kiev, as has been fashionable, because she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Where in the fuck is Carmen Sandiego? But anyway, Lorient Stard, I believe is his name. This man at 30, on his first game through Une Vie Éphémère. Wrote an 11-minute song. I think Dancing Mad is 10:41. Multiple movements. An out of place, very active sequence about 3/4 through. Ends as it begins, except for a very quiet outro. Boss music. I think Laurent Destard wrote in his first game at 30. Dancing Mad. His Dancing Mad. Which Nobuo Uematsu, an incredible video game code. Like, the burden that falls. Like, you know, you can hem and haw, and as someone who's going to be watching this, you're probably going to be someone who's a video gamer. But, like, you can hem and haw about, like, the merits of different genres and whether music is created and attached to a story, or if it's written for a musical, if it's written for an anime, if it's written for a video game, if it's actually written for some sort of specific sequence. You can argue the merits of about this, that, or the other. Nobuo Uematsu wrote Final Fantasies 1 through 10-2, I think. Played a large portion in 2 or 3 Final Fantasies after that before saying he just doesn't have it in him anymore. He had his, you know, side projects, the Black Mages, you know, and there were other things like FF Mix, Potion, the vocal collections, piano arrangements, things like that. When he wrote music for a game, he wrote, you know, Final Fantasies, I think 7, 8, and 9 all had 4-disc soundtracks. We're talking about a CD in the 90s at CD quality, which was something like 320 kbps. It was something like, it's like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. It was really close. It was like 70 or 80 minutes. And the Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, at least the 9 soundtrack, I'm not completely certain of. I'm pretty sure all of them were. If I was to tab back over, because I have the CDs. They're on a shelf in my living room. Like, I'm a connoisseur of this bullshit. Like, holy fuck. You know, so we're talking about a 5-hour OST, you know, somewhere between 4 and 6. This guy wrote an 8+ hour OST. His first effort. And again, getting back to the whole reason why I went on this probably 5-minute tirade about Nobuo Uematsu, he is a beloved, celebrated composer when it comes to making music dedicated to a specific thing. He makes the battle music, he makes the overworld music, he makes the music for the emotionally impactful scenes, and he did it for decades. I forget when Final Fantasy 1 came out. Let me just Google this real quick, because I need to be to the point. Final Fantasy 1 came out in 97. 6 came out in 94. Jesus, they released a game every like a year and 3 months. Holy shit. That's a really small period. That's actually super impressive. 7, 8, and 9 were like a year and a half each. So in 7 years, this guy just wrote soundtrack after soundtrack after soundtrack. And this guy was given something like, he was given a lot of time. He was given, I think they said the total production of this was 5 years, and he was pulled on early, so he might have had the whole of it himself. I'm not sure. But 7 years into his, at the very least, 7 years into his career, at the age of 35, actually it came out when he was 35, so probably 34, Nobuo Uematsu wrote Dancing Mad, which might be his magnum opus, on his 6th effort. Laurent Destard might have done it on his first effort. When the game was released when he was 30 and started when he was 25. What an incredible performance. This game is incredible. The music is incredible. Everything's great. There's gonna be like I'm the kind of person who doesn't do the magazine video game reviewer thing of average means 7 or 7.5. It hasn't done anything that's changed the mold. It follows the formula. It's nothing special, but hey, it's not bad. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. No, fuck you. 5 out of 10 is average. That's why there's a bell curve. It exists. On the 0 or 1, 1 to 10, 1 through 10 scale, with 1s being games I want to insult for being that bad. 5 is going to continue to be my average. This is redefined 10. This is my new 10. I feel bad for the developers of this game, because how are you going to beat this? Holy shit. Let me pull something from this playlist and run some outro music. I don't know what else to say. This is the second game to make me not have words and choke up on stream. I withheld the tears until I closed down Persona 3. But this is just... What an unbelievable performance. I directly appreciate this game's success, because even I don't know if or how this company could ever surpass this, but I appreciate its success because it gives them the money to not have to borrow and do this again. You know, if they make a game that is 80% as good as this, it'll be worth every cent of it, and people will be like, wow, this game is worse than what they did before. It's only better than everything else that has been released in the last fucking 12 years in this fucking genre, besides the game that came before it. You know what? I'm feeling fucking silly. Fuck it. Let's have fun. You're rad and I love you. This is one of the best games I've ever played. I'll see you next time.